This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of Loki. And I'm going into episode 2, titled Variant, which is another good episode of the show, which has been amazing so far. There are spoilers, you've been warned, now let's go. The episode basically begins with another ambush on TVA authorities. This time they're at a Renaissance fair, and one of them is controlled and is able to take out the rest, which leads to a strike force, including Mobius and our Loki. And, we're just going to call this one Loki. We do learn what the other one is later in this episode. So just when I say Loki, assume I'm talking about the main one we're following. So, going back to it, this Loki comes and is looking into everything inside of this tent, and is able to say that this Loki that they're going against is setting up a trap, and the main plan of this Loki is to lure them to find the missing TVA agent, and that everyone is in great danger. Most of them think that he is messing with them, and just go and reset the timeline. And this continues on to a few other points. Mobius is being yelled at for this Loki failing the mission, and that he has one less chance. So, Loki is able to go and try to figure out what is going on and how is Loki's hiding away, and realizes that this Loki is hiding in apocalyptic events, which have extreme changes. He basically realizes that if everyone dies in an apocalyptic event, then there is no real way for them to make any branches in the timeline, since everything would not be affected by the deaths. And that is smart, and they go to Pompeii to prove it, where Loki goes and causes a bunch of chaos, but no timeline branches are caused. And then they are able to track down where this Loki is hiding out based on the kablooey gum, and they learn that it is in the year 2050, I believe, inside of a small town that is destroyed by a hurricane. Loki is able to confront the other Loki, who we learn after playing some body musical chairs, basically, that this is Lady Loki, who is a female version of Loki, as the name would imply, and that she has learned how to find the timekeepers, which led her to setting off a bunch of time devices that's creating multiple branches in time. And like the reason of this is to have the TVA be completely abandoned. Not exactly abandoned, but all the agents out in the field, so she can more easily strike against the TVA. This plan seems to work, and she escapes through a time portal, but Loki is able to follow her, leaving the rest of the TVA behind. And that's where this episode ends. And just simply go into it, this was a really good episode. I definitely think this has picked up and made the show much more intriguing than any of the other shows have. And I've really been enjoying it. I really like that we have essentially Loki fighting a more evil version of himself, and that really is pretty funny that Loki is both the hero and the villain of the show, which was pretty crazy. I've really been enjoying this, and I'm really excited for next week's episode. Before going into some specific stuff, thinking of it, I really like the relationship between Loki and Mobius. They're both two good characters who are, whether you think of it, kind of the same, but also a little different, with them both believing that they are the ones that are right, and they can't fully trust the other, although Mobius isn't as tricky as Loki, which just makes things even better. I've really been enjoying this show so far, and I like the relationship of a kind of friendship and partnership between Loki and Mobius. I also like, and it's understandable, how no one trusts him, and when Loki reveals what his, big plan is, may not actually be his plan, since I think that's what most people would expect his plan to be, and he might be trying to manipulate this Lady Loki into giving him what he wants, because I feel like it's a little too early for Loki revealing his master plan, and maybe it is his master plan, but it will change by the end of the season, and so definitely be an interesting redemption for Loki. I think that one of the few things that will be different is that this show might have a season 2, since it doesn't have to be tied directly into anything in the MCU. And I think I've heard this from other people also. And when you think of it, it makes logical sense. WandaVision has to tie into Doctor Strange 2, and Falcon and Winter Soldier has to really tie into Captain America 4. But it seems like Loki could go on really forever, and the only appearance he may make is in Thor 4, but we really have no idea. And I feel like this show, besides What If, of all the live action Marvel shows, has the best chance of being made with the season 2, and I'm really excited. Ultimately, I just can't wait to see where the show goes, and I'm excited for next week's episode, and look out for my review of Final Space, the first 3 seasons, coming out tomorrow. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please like the video, leave some comments, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends, and may the Force be with you.